having a lot of sort of anger reaction toward certain things, certain organizations, and I just wanted to talk about it because I think a lot of times, especially as women, we push things down and smile and pretend they're fine when they're really, really not fine. So the thing, I guess, that I'm remembering for some reason that I want to talk about is a recent meeting. It was a mandatory meeting, which is really interesting because I run my own business, so it's interesting when someone tells you it's mandatory that you be there. And they're an awards organization and you have to do what they say. And it's sort of like, okay, well, I think they had to make it mandatory because no one went to the other one. So I begrudgingly went to this thing and I felt that it was 2 hours. It wasn't prepared. There was no real structure. There was a lot of innuendo. There was a lot of gossip. There was a lot of reprimanding by this guy who, was talking down to me. Not just me, but just the whole room. But I experienced it as he was talking down to me. And I think that has something to do with the road and how long the journey has been and the arrogance of Washington, D.C. And it brings up memories going back to 2001 of Dolores Whiskeyman, who was a critic for the Washington Post. And at the time, I had written my own play and then rewritten for tour and remounted at Joe's Movement Emporium in the summer with no air conditioning. It wasn't ideal. And she was miserable and she was hot and she hated it. But, something happens, and I don't know if this is just Washington or what, if it's the bully on the playground, but something happens where it's nasty and violent and vulgar, and I just remember her review came out on a Thursday, and we had to perform a few hours after it came out, and I remember not knowing how we were going to do that, because she was evil. Like she actually said, she ended the review with the Irish, they suffered, boo-hoo, too bad, pass the remote. And I thought, she would have been sued if this had been sort of another ethnicity. And I hated her, and I had a lot to do, a lot of recovery. I had writer's block for several years after that. And then the Washington Post didn't really cover the work for a really long time, and I knew she had done something because it was an extreme shift. And recently, I talked to the man who's in charge of the Post about a year or two ago at Kramer Books in DuPont Circle, and he said, "I remember that. I was new to the offices, and she kind of came in and said, 'No one cover Venus,' and." So in a way, at that moment, a couple of years ago, it was kind of an affirmation because I thought, I'm not crazy. Like this happened. This actually happened, and this happened. And so I just let that rest. Who needs, it's great when they come. I'm not trying to place judgment. That was just an experience that I had that caused great deals of pain and roadblock and was probably not necessary. So at this meeting 2 nights ago, this gentleman who's the chairman of the board of this awards organization says that, we'll listen to you and we'll smile to your face, you artistic directors, and then we'll march right over to the Washington Post and tell them to stay away from you. And then he stopped himself and he had a weird grin and then a strange pause, and then he said, "That didn't sound very good." And no, it wasn't very good. And so lately I've been doing a lot of sort of thinking and research and wondering why I'm about to produce these plays that are absolutely unapologetically sexual. I mean, they're just, and when I talk to my writers, this one of my playwrights says, because it's time. It's time we do this. It's time we talk about this. And when I see the sexism, and I think that's what it is, I see the narcissism. And so just looking at the narcissist and the qualities of the narcissist, so I just wanted to lay that down so I'm dealing with narcissism a lot of the time. So I'm dealing with people with inflated sense of grandiosity, with what is this? They're arrogant and they're domineering. They have a complete and total lack of empathy. They bring this envy, this jealousy, this rancid, acidic, hostile toxicity. They have an excessive need for admiration. They really need everyone to be looking up for them, even as they're being gigantic assholes. They are exploitative of others. It's not constructive. It's nasty. It's mean. They have a preoccupation with success and power. And these are people who grab for power, which is different than exploring artistry. They believe that they're incredibly unique, even as they are a cookie cutter example and replication of all that is vile in the world. And they have an extreme sense of entitlement. And to me, entitlement and empowerment are two very different things. And entitled people are just owed. And it's just an aspect of narcissism. And we all can be narcissistic, but a narcissist is someone who has at least 3 of these in huge degrees. And I feel as though a lot of my trouble, a lot of my conflicts over the years in running this company have been because I've been trying to rationalize with a narcissist, which is like trying to give blood next to a vampire. And this has just been something I've been sitting with and thinking about and really want to say, because I was raised by a narcissistic rageaholic mother who split very textbook the golden child in my sister and the scapegoat in me. And I see it now in the world. So it's very interesting to have experienced this on a developmental, personal level growing up. And now to see it in the whole world, to see these narcissists and to see how much they take power, they take charge, and they are rude and they're nasty and they're arrogant. And I guess I just wanted to lay this down to say, I will throw my shoe in your face. Like, I hate you. And it's not that I carry hate. I don't mean that I hate like that, but I don't like you. And it was explained really brilliantly. This guy was talking about the Silence of the Lambs, and what Lecter says. He says the rabbit is in the trap, and it's screaming and it's crying, and the fox runs. The fox runs to the rabbit's call, but not to help Clarice, not to help. And I feel betrayed. I feel like this is a point in my life where I can see it now. And I can see there have been great people who have done amazing things and given so much support to what we do. But there have been monsters and vampires. And it's done. I'm not going to tolerate that anymore. And when I did confront this person, when I did really say to them, you will never speak to me that way again, you made me spend 2 hours in toxicity when I have my own job to do. And if I had done that, if I had put that in my space and made you watch, you would have wanted a refund as an audience member in my house. I'm not allowed to do that. And that's the double standard, and then calling them on it and saying, you can't do this, I disagree with this, and you'll never do this to me again. They're automatically reframing. They're automatically turning you into a piece of shit because you're not fortifying their delusion of themselves. And I just want to say it. I just want to say this because I'm absolutely not going to tolerate it. And if I regret anything, and I have very few regrets in my life, but if I do regret anything at all, it's that I tolerated assholes too long, too much, and I wish I would have just smacked him in the back of the head and kicked him out the door much more quickly. And I just need to say it. I just need to say it because it's so nasty and so cruel, and I can honestly say that I believe in everybody that I've ever given an opportunity here at Venus. I believe, and sometimes when the narcissist comes through and does their destructive, crazy making swirl, I just, I don't know. I'm mad. And I won't tolerate it ever again. And, all those narcissists, you're not better, you're not above, you don't get to.